can't afford you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How you all doing? I hope you are doing wonderfully and beautifully well. If this is your first time on my channel, hi, my name is Modesola, and if this is not, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You know, I'm always glad to have you here. If you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe. No, help your girl grow. Help your girl grow, yeah? So please, if you're here to subscribe to my channel. Thank you as you do so. So today we're going to be going straight into what we have, and this is story time / what I learned from the story. So I'm going to be telling us a story today and lessons that I learned from the story. So sit tight and enjoy yourself. So today we're going to be having story time and what I learned from the story. Yes, we're going to be having story time and what I learned from the story. So sit tight. A long time ago, there was a man and his family and a superior man. So there is a man and his family and a superior man. When I say superior, I mean he is rich, he is wealthy, the superior man is rich, he's wealthy, he has affluence, he's powerful. There's nothing he cannot do. Like, there's nothing he cannot do. And there was just this common man. One day, the superior man says to the common man, get up, pack your things. I want you to leave your father's house and go to a place I'm going to tell you. And the man was just like, okay, I'll go, I'll obey you and I'll go. So he packed up his things. As of then, he was not yet married, so he called his little nephew and they went together. Like, immediately he left his father's house and he's going to go to a land he doesn't know. sorry he's going to go to a land he doesn't know because the superior man said so. So after a few years, this common man now had properties. He was now married. He obeyed the superior man, and the superior man actually promised him good things. He said, I was going to make you blessed, I'm going to bless you, I was going to make you rich, I was going to give you properties, a lot of things, a lot of land, livestock, and so on. So after a while, he was rich, he was married to a very elegant lady, and his nephew was still with him, and the superior man kept promising him a lot of stuff, like, I'll make you fathers of many nations, I will bless you, I will do this, I will do this. As all this is going on, he kept moving forward in the journey because the journey wasn't done, and the superior man was always with him. And I know in the story I might not have mentioned that immediately he asked him to pack up his bags and leave his father's house. It wasn't all rosy at first. He faced a lot of challenges. It was settling in different land. He's going to move, settle, move. But the superior man was with him. Like, his word was enough for him, so he was with him. But then, before I continue my story, if somebody comes to me and tell, oh, this all, I leave your father's house, I'll be like, hold up. hold up. What do you mean by that? But this is not the case of this man. He obeyed immediately. So as we are listening to the story, I want us to be grabbing in some lessons. I don't want to wait to the end of the video before we get the lessons. As we are listening, let's be grabbing in some lessons. So the first lesson here is obedience to superior people, obedience to God, your parents, and superior people. After he got married, the next place he moved to, there was famine and things were not rosy. There were a lot of challenges. He wasn't living a comfortable life. So he told his wife that he thinks they should move. And the wife agreed. Was like, okay, let's move again. He was doing well. He was rich. His nephew that he took along to was rich. So it got to a point they started fighting over their properties. Like, oh, this is mine. And they started fighting because they were all well to do. After just getting up to move to where he doesn't know, he became rich because the superior man kept to his word. So now said, okay, now told his nephew rather, that, oh, it's time for us to divide, separate, so that peace can reign amongst us, since we are not having peace staying together again. So he went back to the superior person. He always consults in the superior person before he does anything. And the superior person is telling him to, okay, let them divide. Let his cousin choose a part, or his nephew rather, let him choose a part, and let him also choose another part. And the nephew looks for wise man. He looked for a very good place, and he said, oh brother, I'm going to be choosing this. Then he was left, the common man was left with the dry land, and it was like, no problem. That lesson I learned here before I continue with the story is that sometimes some situations are meant for us. Yes, some challenges are meant for us. A lot of us believe that, because we are listening to God, or maybe because we're listening to our parents, or maybe because people say this is the best way, that means it's going to go as smooth. No, we still have to fight through it. What is life if there's no challenges? Yes, I believe that way, that in my life, challenges will come, but the victory is in me overcoming the challenges here. So don't think that in life, because you had a first class, or because your parents are rich, or you have people of affluence around you, you will still encounter challenges, even if all of this above that I've listed is not your case, and you're just trying to sort out your life yourself. You will still encounter challenges, but what's the best thing to do is not to give up. It's just to strive through these challenges. So let me continue with the story. After all this, the superior man kept promising him things, and he kept promising him things that it doesn't even make sense, things that you cannot see. No matter how you look, no matter how you try to explain it, no matter how you try to visualize it, you can't say it. But he kept believing. He just, once the superior man says it, he believes it. Once he says it, he believes it. Yeah. So that's another lesson. You need to learn to have faith in life. You need to learn to believe in things. You need to learn to trust the process. Yes, you need to learn to have faith in everything, in yourself, in God, in people, in situations, in circumstances. You need to learn to have faith in this thing. I can say this. I kept promising, don't be afraid. Kept assuring him, I'm with you, nothing can harm you. Even in the time of war, when he has to move from a place, like when he has to journey, he kept on promising him things. Oh, look, as far as you can see, this is going to be yours. Look at the stars on heaven, on the sky rather, this is going to be yours. And I did mention that at a point his wife, after he got married, his wife was barren, but yet the superior man kept promising him generations of descendants, like, I'm going to make you the father of many nations. It doesn't make sense. I mean, the only wife I have is barren, but then the superior kept assuring him that, look, count the stars on the sky, that your children will be as much as that, like you'll be father of many nations and stuff. Let's rush up the story because I don't want this to get too long. So like I said, his wife was barren, but he kept promising him like a lot of children, kept promising him descendants, generations upon generations will be blessed in your name, and this and that and that. It wasn't making sense, but he kept believing. His wife even got tired of waiting. Made some arrangements for him to sleep with another woman, so that he can at least bear a child. And at least you won't say the man is barren, because it was the wife. I think the sickness was with the wife. Yeah, so she was trying her best, not waiting for the superior man promise. There was a time that the superior man even sent some people to come and tell the wife, that the wife laughed, and that even delayed the promise even more. So I know a lot of you already know where I got my story from, but just stay with me. I want to draw some things out of it. Yeah. So after a while, after a long while, he gave birth to a son, and they named him Fine. Lord, the superior man brought his promise to pass. Yes. After a while, he gave birth. After all the waiting and stuff like that, he gave birth. And then the superior man came. I was like, I want you to sacrifice this your son for me. He didn't argue. He didn't say, no, what are you trying to say? This is the only son you have given to me. I want me to give it to you back. He didn't argue. Immediately he obeyed. He didn't tell his wife, he didn't tell his son. He just said, pack up your things, let's go. We're going somewhere. We're having a father to son journey. And the son packed us back. The son was even asking that, where are we going, Dad? Where are we going? I can say things for sacrifice by Silona. It was like, oh no, the superior man has prepared a lamp for me. Don't worry, just let's go. I know when he got there, he was willing to sacrifice his son before the superior man showed up and gave him a lamp. Yes, I gave him a lamp, and that was how the story ended. He did end up sacrificing his son, but he almost did it. Sacrifice. It's not going to come easy. The good things you like, the best things, your favorite things, we sometimes have to go in your journey of life. He was willing to sacrifice what he valued most because he asked. Yeah. So in your journey of life, sacrifices is needed. So let me just cut off the story here. Okay, if you don't know, that's the story of Father Abraham and Sarah and God, when God called him to leave his father's house and so like that. So if you really didn't get the gist, or if I think I wasn't fluent with the story, but you can go back and read it in your Bible. I'm just saying, but I got the story from the Bible. And I also want to say that I want to say that it wasn't easy for Father Abraham. If he didn't do all those things, we will not be saying Father Abraham, blessings are mine, or Father Abraham had many sons are Father Abraham. Yeah, I am one of them, and so are you. So let us praise the Lord, right down, left that. Pardon me. So let me go to the lessons I learned properly from this story. First and foremost, faith is life. Faith is life. Faith is a way of living. Faith is the best way of living. Faith in God, faith in yourself, faith in everything, even physical things. Faith in like, oh, I'm cooking this food today and I'm not really sure, but I believe the food is going to be sweet. Yes, that's faith. That's you believing. That is life. Faith is life. That's first. Secondly, I mean, if God had called me at that point and said, I'm not lying, this is me being honest with you guys. If God had called me and said, oh, Desola, I want you to do this. First, four things can happen. One, either I do not hear it because maybe I wasn't praying enough. Secondly, I'll be like, God, how is this going to play out? I want to see how it happen. I mean, if God had called Abraham and said, oh, Abraham, this is what is going to happen from the beginning to the end, would it make sense? Would the story be so intriguing? No. But me, I would want to know that, oh God, before you take me here, I want to know what you are going to do with me here. I want to know the outcome. I want to know if it's worth it. Yes, I'm being honest. Thirdly, I might want to procrastinate. I might want to say, oh God, maybe start next 3 years or so. But Father Abraham wasn't like that. He obeyed. Most of us, we hear instructions that are meant to lead us to the life God called us to come and live, but because we're not even hearing, or because we didn't listen, or because we are too scared to like take up on that journey, that's how we've missed it in life. Another thing I learned was obedience. If Father Abraham had not obeyed at some point, he would have missed it. Yes, he would have. Imagine where God told him to choose between God told him to let Lot choose first, and he said, no, why I'm the other one, why would Lot choose before me? And then he chose the Sodom and Gomorrah, and see how his life would have turned out. We would even end up hearing about him. He obeys every single time. He listens to this fly, God Almighty. He listens to listens to God, he listens to God's direction, he obeys every time. So if you want to go far in life, there are some people you will need to obey. I know you know that I wasn't there when this happened, but for one thing I can say is that it wasn't easy, because it wasn't even at a particular place for the entire story. It was moving. It would have settled down here, something will happen, then it would have had to move. It will move. So I believe, even if it was not so documented, I believe that there were challenges. Yes, there were obstacles, and there was a point he even had to lie that his wife was his sister, so they wouldn't take his wife away from him. There were challenges. It takes, I'm learning two things from that. Challenges will come, and we need to learn to fight them. We need to learn to face them, and we need wisdom. If he had not applied wisdom, sense, if he had not applied wisdom, maybe his wife would have been taken away from him. But he thought it through. He had a plan. He said, oh Sarah, when we get here, we are going to do this. He had a plan. So in your life, you have to have a plan. You need to be able to see before time. You need to be able to see the future. It's one thing Abraham did that I'm trying to say. Even if it's one thing you get, is you need to step out in faith. Most of us want to start some business, including me inclusive. We want to start some business. We want to venture into some things, but because we want to know we want to know the end from the beginning. We want to know, oh, is this going to work? We're not ready to take the risks. You can't grow if you are comfortable. We're not ready to take the risks. We want to be very, very sure. We want to be 101 sure that, oh, if I go to this place, would it favor me? If I venture into this thing, would it favor me? That's not how life works. That's not how life. You figure it out as you go. And best by staying positive. Oh, I believe it's going to work. When you plan, when you do the right thing, you pray, you put the right things in place, it is going to work if it's meant to work. Yes. So you don't wait till you have it all figured out. Don't wait till you are sure, you are certain, before you venture into that you want to venture into. Okay, I also want to say that we didn't really see Abraham complaining or nagging in the Bible. He didn't say, God, you should have just left me in my place. I'm not ready for all this. I'm not ready for them to be stressing me. How can I build a well and they say they are well? No, we didn't see him complaining. He just kept moving forward. You didn't see him nagging. I know sometimes it can be so tiring, yes, but the next solution is not to complain and whine and nag. It's not going to lead you anywhere. It's not going to lead you anywhere. So yes, we're gradually come to the end of today's video, and for my last point is, he always runs back to God. And when God says a thing, he believes it. So I want you to apply that when you are faced with challenges, or when you are going into new things, or when you don't know what to do, you're confused. Always run to God. Always run to God. Most of us, we even take prayer as a ritual. Let me just say this prayer without believing, or let me just say this prayer so my mind can calm down, or we believe, oh, some people are more deserving than us. No, run to God, believing that He's able. It might not really happen immediately, but just know that this prayer is answered. If God wants it for me, yes. If it's His will, it's answered. And God doesn't make mistakes. I used to say this, God doesn't make mistakes. It's like our manual. For instance, you can't have an iPhone phone and then say you want to go to a Samsung shop to like consult something there. No, God is your maker, except you believe in the theory of evolution and your ancestor is a monkey. Mind me not, please. Except that always learn to run back to God, even for silly things, for little things. Run back to God, and you know your life is going to change because He's your maker. He knows why He made you. He knows why He created you. He knows your purpose, and there's nobody that can help you do it apart from Him. So always run back to God. I've come to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed the thing. Sorry I was rushing, but I hope you were able to grab one or two. Please, if you enjoyed today's video, kindly like, subscribe and share. Comment, please comment. Make me feel loved. Comment. Yeah, I'll see you again in my next video. Stay blessed. Bye.